So we took up a challenge and said, let us find the most unemployable persons on the face of this earth, right? And we defined those people as, of course, young people as 18 years of age, who has never been to school, never held a pencil in their lives, has never even seen a train. So we said, if this person has seen a train, he is not as ignorant as you should be. And of course, this person should be staying in a village, so on and so forth. We went around several villages in Karnataka those days, found hundreds and thousands of people who fit our criteria. Many villages were suspicious. You know, in those days, many of you may not have been born, but we were mistaken to be kidney harvesters. They said, you'll take young people from villages, you'll strip away their kidneys and send them back. So in a few villages, they were almost ready to give police complaint on us, thinking that because we are giving a story to say, give me your most unemployable person and we will transform them to be English-speaking, computer-literate knowledge professionals. But finally, we found 8 youth, 6 boys, 2 girls who took the challenge up with us. One of them is a person called Ramesh Ballid. Ramesh used to live in a village in Kotigudda, near Raichur, 60 kilometers from Raichur, and he fits every criteria I spoke about. Family of 10 brothers, sisters, 2 parents. They live on a 2-acre land, and the total family earns about 3,000 rupees a month, right? So none of them had ever been to school, ever held a pencil in their lives. And when we went and told Ramesh that, can you come to training? He said, I will, but he didn't know anything. In fact, I'll play the first video. It took us 2 hours to convince Ramesh to stand in front of a video camera then. Let's see if this plays. Okay, so let's hope the next video plays. Maybe you can stop it. You get the picture. Ramesh is only speaking in Kannada. He's not even able to string a sentence in Kannada. All he said in that 1 minute was, my father's name is this, my mother's name is this, and my brother's sisters are so and so. He was shivering. It took us, as I said, several hours. We never knew we'll play this video, so we actually shot it on a very bad video cam. But we got 6 of them and 8 of them to come to a house in Bangalore. We hired a BPO trainer and told the trainer, teach them English. This guy vanishes at lunchtime. He says, I can't even communicate with them, forget English, I can't even communicate in Kannada. So my friends actually started living with these 8 people and started to figure out what will build them confidence. So rather than English, we started working on confidence, their own self-esteem and self-belief. And what happened at the end of 6 months changed my life, because this is the same Ramesh after 6 months. If you can play the next video, hope it works, but you will see a different Ramesh there.
When I was in my village, I did not know how to write even my name in Kannada. In my village, I always wore dhoti. I never traveled on the bus. I did not know what's the time and what's the watch. I knew only 2 things, go to farm or sunrise, came back home or sunset. I had never visited a city. I did not know about city life. When I first came to Bangalore, I could not speak to anyone. And I also scared to touch a computer. When I started to learn in English, I was so scared because I did not know how to write ABCD. After these 7 months, I can type minimum at 40 words per minute. A month ago, I went to my village for my brother's wedding. My mother told me, please sir, come and have a seat. She did not recognize me. She asked, who are you? I told her, I am Ramesh, your son. As she didn't believe. Then I showed my ID card on which earlier photo was there. She looked at the photo for a while and hugged. And after every moment she cried with the tears of happiness. I never can forget that experience. Thank you.
I still get goosebumps you can shut it off. I still get goosebumps when I hear this, because when I first met Ramesh after the transformation, I couldn't believe my eyes. I was saying, you're not the same guy. That's what he goes on to say. His mother didn't recognize him when he went back home after 8 months. In fact, it's not training, it's transformation, and we call it transformation because once you transform, you can never be the same person again, right? So you can see Ramesh 4 years later, if you play the next video, for a few seconds, we won the CNN IBN Real Heroes Award for this.
Ladies and gentlemen, 4 years ago, I had never thought of getting out of my village. Today, I am on national TV. I'm very happy to be here with all of you. 4 years ago, I didn't know how to write my name in any language. Today, I'm working in a BPO company as a team leader. My dream is to give an opportunity to all the villagers like me.
Ramesh did go back to his village. Today, he's one of the most sought after motivational speakers in North Karnataka. He goes to schools, colleges, talks about his life, about his journey, and trains them on how to feel confident. So, what I've come to believe, and maybe the last video, two of his batchmates from the same thing were on
जिस संस्था की
show called Aaj Ki Raat Hai Zindagi. Just play that.
की उसका नाम है हेड हेल्ड हाई और इस संस्था से सीखे हुए कुछ स्टूडेंट्स यहाँ पर हमारे पास हैं
मिस्टर मेघराज मंत्री आउट हियर जोरदार तालियां फॉर मिस्टर मेघराज मंत्री
Before joining Head Held I was a grazing buffalo in the village and working in a farm and not knowing anything. Even I don't know how to write my name in any language. I never tie a watch. I never know what is the watch and time. I only know two things, sunrise and sunset. Going in the morning, coming in the evening.
आश्चर्य
So that's the, what I want to leave with you before I end is that this is the power that resides in each one of us. Head I today, fortunate that we are in about 100 districts. We've touched about 25,000 youth like Ramesh, Meghraj, Chandana, and in every youth we've seen the transformation. So I have come to believe 100% that there is infinite potential in each one of you. Each one of you can achieve whatever you can dream, right? But it begins with believing that. If you believe you can, you will, right? And the next half an hour, 45 minutes we have will be to kind of discuss what are the various things one can do in the future of work and innovation. But I wanted to set the context that if there is one thing that you can take away from the National Youth Festival is that each of you have infinite potential and there are infinite possibilities. And I can see the power of India right here in this room. I can be sure that each of you will go on to create 100,000 jobs in your lifetime and you're going to change the face of India. And that's the wish I have for each one of you. With that, a huge round of applause to the youth power that exists in this room. And let me invite Vivek to share his perspectives and then we'll get into a conversation.
Good afternoon. You hear what Madan said, right? We have hundreds of students here, right? Good afternoon. Okay. So, first of all, very pleased to be here, seeing this energy and this festival. Thanks to the government for making this happen. I'll take up from what Madan said. So, he talked about confidence, jobs, and creating jobs. He talked about BPO jobs, he talked about entrepreneurship. So there are 3 steps in your career, and I'm going to share my life story taking these steps. First is basically having some job. Okay? It doesn't matter what job you take up. Okay? Once you finish your education, have to have a job, because once you're in the job, you start improving your skills, employment skills. If you take a gap too long, you lose your learning also, and you lose your skills also. So first is take a job. Then a lot of you want to actually have kind of jobs which are in the office, high-tech jobs, working in kind of office, working in the multinational companies or Indian multinational companies or foreign multinational companies. So that's the second level. And there you have additional skills required. And then third is you become a job creator, like Madan was talking about. You become entrepreneur and you create hundreds of jobs. I think that's the third step, which is entrepreneurship. And it requires different kind of skills. But all 3 of them require some basic common skills. Okay? And I'll talk about that after my story. And then we need 1 or 2 skills extra for the next level. So first of all, let me start with my life story in a very nutshell. It will take longer time, but I'll try to finish in 5 minutes. So I was doing my engineering final year in Pune, engineering college, and I was outstanding student of the class. Means always standing outside the class, that's why outstanding. Okay. 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 And when those outstanding students don't get good percentage, and I was like that. So I got a job, campus job, in Optonica TV, which is Sharp TV, partnering with Kalyani. Requirement was first class in the final year. And I didn't have first class till then. So So I said, okay, last year I had to get first class. My percentage was 58% till that time. I said, 2% चाहिए. क्या चाहिए? 2% चाहिए. So I left my hostel, went into a paying guest, so that friends are not allowed. I am not allowed outside after 9 o'clock. I said, okay, I'll study, get a first class, and have my job. I did that for the last semester, because every semester I used to say, after the exam is over, I'm sure many of you relate to that. After exam is over, I used to say, hey, without doing so much study, I could do good in the exam. Next semester onwards, I'll study from the beginning. How many said that? Okay, many of you, right? Every end of semester exam, I used to say, next semester, I'll study from beginning. It didn't happen, but this time I didn't have a choice. Job was important. I studied hard, did everything that I could do, and my marks came out. I had 2% change, but 2% lower. I got 56% instead of 60%. Okay? And why I'm sharing this, because when I'm standing on the platform, I've accomplished things, but I was a failure for that point, right? I lost my job. 3 months I was without job. I was the only student from my class who did not have a job. Okay? But that didn't dishearten me so much. I got panicked in the first few days, was depressed, but with the support of family, I started looking for a job. 3 months later, I got a job in Videocon. 2 years later, 6 months later, I got promoted in job because I was working very hard, because I learned a lesson. That outstanding student doesn't make you a good job, right? So I said I should be standing inside the company working hard. So I didn't have any vacation for close to 6 months. On the weekend vacation, I used to kind of plan for the next week. I got promoted to the assistant production manager in Videocon. I was managing a plant after 2 years of around 250 engineers in Ahmednagar. And then I met an accident. So I can't turn my hand like this. This is the maximum I can do. I can't close hand because there are lots of fractures here. I was in the bed for 1.5 months. Got accident here, but दिमाग में फर्क आ गया. I realized that without study, if I can become production manager in one of the plant in Videocon, if I study with interest, I can do much better. Then I decided to leave the job, go for a lectureship, studied for IIT, went to IIT Kharagpur. I got a ranking of around 98th percentile. I went to IIT Kharagpur. Passed out of IIT, joined Texas Instruments. So that was my second job. That is a corporate job, multinational job. So first time when I took a job, I knew how to solve the problem. But I didn't know how to use technology to solve the problem. I didn't know how to actually innovate, how to create new ideas. So after a Videocon experience, when I went to IIT, I learned those skills of innovation. My project was awarded #1 project in IIT that time. I was a gold medalist from my batch from IIT Kharagpur. So accident didn't change my muscles here, right? My brain neurons. Only hand got fractured, but brain got focused. So all of you here, if I can achieve what I achieved, I think each one of you can achieve bigger if you focus on your goal. Figure out what that goal you want to be. And once you focus on the goal, I'm sure each one of you will be successful and achieve that success. So went to Texas Instruments, was in Bangalore for a few years, got promoted to US. I was in US for a few years with family, and one day head got crazy. I wanted to come back to India, do something. I didn't know what something, but something for India. Came back in 2005 in Bangalore and started a company called Sankalp Semiconductor, and then moved the company to Hubli, of all the places. To cut the story short, came to Hubli. It was the only high-tech company that time in a semiconductor, wanting to go out of Bangalore. We went to Hubli, came into college campus with 25 engineers. Goal was to become 250 engineers because biggest analog chip design company that time was Portuguese company called Chip Idea. So we said we want to go 250 engineers in our lifetime. By 2007, 10, 11, we got Red Herring Award for Asia, top 100 companies in Asia. In 2013, we got Red Herring Award in top 100 companies in the world. And we were the only semiconductor company from India ever to get that award. And by 2018, luckily, we are not just 250, but we are 1,000 people company from tier 2 city and Hubli being head office. And thanks to ecosystem of Hubli Dharwad. So it is not because of me. Despite me, I would say a lot of leadership team was there. There was support from Gururaj Deshpande, my mentors, KLE Tech supporting me, TI supporting here, ecosystem is there. So if a semiconductor company can become #1 in the world, we were at one time biggest chip design services companies in the independent companies in the world in 2018 and 2021. So now it has got acquired by HCL. So I moved from it's a Sankalp to Deshpande Foundation as the CEO of Deshpande Foundation to see how we can impact India in a big way. So this is a story, right? So I'll kind of talk to you about what skills are required, basic skills, right? If you want to have any job, first thing required is communication skills. And Madan gave a beautiful example of how a person who could not communicate in English, Kannada, could actually transform to communication in English, can actually be a national level hero, right? So that is possible for each one of you. But communication skills is important. And as he said, it is not about English speaking. It is about confidence building. Once you have confidence, communication comes naturally. So build your confidence by believing in yourself and believing that people like me or worse than me have achieved great success, so I can do it, and tell that in the morning every day, that people who are worse than me have achieved great success, I can achieve, and I need to believe in myself. So once you start believing in yourself, start talking to strangers every day, few minutes, and I'm sure the communication will improve along with confidence. That's the first communication skill. Second skill required for you to job is problem-solving skills. You are not here to do what is told to you. If you do that, you are a robot. Our computers can do that for you. You have to do what is told to you, but you will come across problems. And your ability as human, using your brain, intellectual capabilities to solve the problem and taking it forward, that will be your second critical skills that you need to have. So problem-solving skills, how do you do that? In your family, in the office, school, in the college, in the society, problems are there. Pick up those problems and see how I can solve that. Take up one at a time. Don't take a problem which will take 10 years to solve. First time, take a problem which is 10 minutes to solve. We'll be talking to somebody, explaining somebody, doing something. Maybe then 1 day, 2 days. So start increasing your muscle of problem solving by doing action on the ground, and it becomes your habit. It doesn't require intellectual capital. It requires only belief in yourself and you want to do it. So that's the second skill, I would say. There are other skills. The third one, I think the hero in the computer talked about it, right? In the video. You have to have computer skills. Ability to type, like in Deshpande Foundation. So I'll give you an example of how do you do that, right? So Madan talked about 25% employability for the engineering students across India. For BA, BSc, BCom students, it is less than 10%. Okay? Deshpande Foundation has a skilling course. Deshpande skilling course, we have a biggest center in whole of India, residential skilling center with 300,000 square foot in Hubli. We take students who are BA, BCom, BSc, BCA, all these students who have not got jobs. They come to foundation for 3 months. After 3 months, they learn confidence, communication skills, computer skills, some kind of reasoning and aptitude, and some kind of, I would say, problem solving skills. And at the end, they get kind of placed in TCS, Infosys and other companies. And the placement ratio this year, earlier we used to have 75% ratio when I joined Deshpande Foundation. Last year it was 85%. This year, the placement is 97% of the students have got placed. And all these people were actually kind of jobless and from kind of government colleges, tier 2 colleges, taluka places. So you guys are much better. You can definitely be getting a much better jobs. Now what do you do after that basic placements? The next more important skill, ability to solve problems using technology. Okay. Technology is ubiquitous. It will be there across, everybody has to learn. Whether it's a doctor, engineer, or a labor. Why labor I'm saying? People are doing Swiggy, Zomato, delivery, right? Wonderful jobs. They take that job, but slowly they go up and become managers. So that job is not bad. Having that job is important. But they need to understand how to use app, how to use maps, how to use kind of correlation, how to define problem with the phone, in the Wi-Fi connection, Bluetooth connection, so that they are using technology to solve the problem. Basic technology. Slowly you have to advance, you have to use computer to solve the problem. And slowly you graduate. So ability to solve problem using technology, computer, as well as apps will be the next level. And third level will come innovation, which is critical thinking. Once you're able to solve any problem in the good companies, corporate companies, big Indian companies, then you are able to do innovation building on that. And if you are able to do that today, you directly jump into entrepreneurship. Because without innovation, entrepreneurship is not possible. And innovation doesn't mean you have to do a E equal to MC square equation. You don't have to do a rocket science. A simple innovation of doing, how do you do delivery much faster and much better itself becomes innovation, and you are able to do kind of a cloud entrepreneurship. Okay. So basic skills, communication skills, by practicing every day with the strangers. You can talk very well with your farmers, friends, right? You talk to your friends, your mouth has to be shut. Chat, 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 chat goes on, right? Anybody stranger comes for an interview, you are dumbfounded. You don't know what to talk. Not because you're not capable. It's just confidence is not there. So you practice with strangers, you'll develop confidence, communication skills will improve, and your job employability improves. Start solving problems in day-to-day life. Don't look up to somebody else to solve your problems. Solve your problems, help solve others' problems, small, small, and keep amplifying problem-solving skills. Then use technology to solve the problem. And finally, start innovating. What does innovation means? Doing little better than what you're doing today. If you're taking 1 hour to go to the college, can I do it in 45 minutes? If I'm writing paper in 1 hour or application in 1 hour, can I do it in 45 minutes? So start stretching yourself and doing small, small innovation to improve your skills, your effectiveness, and I'm sure each one of you will be world class if you want to be and if you believe in yourself. So thanks to all of you and thanks to the government for giving this opportunity, and I'll take hand off to that.
Thank you so much, sir, for enlightening all the students about confidence, because with knowledge, what is important is communication skills and confidence as well. So now I welcome on stage Mr. Santosh Hullikopi, sir, the next speaker for this session. Can we have the NSS clap to welcome him, please?
ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. ಇಬ್ಬರು ದಿಗ್ಗಜರು ಮಾತಾಡಿದ್ರು ಈಗ. ಕನ್ನಡ ನಡೀತದ? How many Kannada? Okay, I think switch to English and probably a little bit Hindi. Just in the interest, I was just checking. So this is the National Youth Festival. So it clearly shows that the whole nation is present today. Thanks to the entire team led by Shalini Madam, the whole team of Karnataka government, India government, all of them, that this event is possible here. Just to share my own story, I think Vivek mentioned, Madan mentioned, we all started with our own humble journey. Although I did my graduation from NIT Surathkal and worked as a graduate engineer on the shop floor at Bajaj Auto, and then we start our journey. And in fact, probably I was lucky to find an entrepreneurship journey way back in 1999. So when I started, everyone said Bangalore, because it was a technology-driven company which we wanted to start, said Bangalore is a place. Hyderabad was still not there. No other city was much there. But I was from Hubli, so I was determined to start something in Hubli. So my whole journey started from Hubli, I can say, and I'm still in Hubli. Although I had a long stint in US and other locations. I did a lot of ups and downs, you can say, and why I'm sharing this is, a lot of times, all the youth out here, they see the trajectory of the growth of a lot of successful or probably average even successful people and try to catch the trajectory at somewhere in the middle or the top. But we have to catch at where it starts. So you are all starting your journey in your graduation or probably completing your graduation. And my advice, and I'll also try to correlate with the story, because I am part of an organization called Fuel, which works nationally, internationally for the youth. We have touched more than 12 lakh youth, and out of that, majority on skill development. So with all that experience I'm speaking here, there are institutes where we get the campus recruitments, companies come, they take the process, like he was saying about assessments, then students get selected, and like the process goes on. there are campuses and also in the within the campuses which gets recruitment also, students don't get the jobs. And companies don't visit these colleges. So what is that we have to do then? So when you take your biodata or a CV to a company, HR, then probably they keep asking this question, right? Like, what experience you come up with? And then the challenge starts, like, how do I show experience when I'm a fresher? So this problem I'm trying to say, because every youth is going through this, and the best thing to do is, while you are studying, put some internship into it, put some experience into it, work for a non-profit, work for a, like anything which will add value to your skill, your CV. Because when I ask, a student says, I have done my Bachelor of Arts, there are hundreds of them who have done a Bachelor of Arts. And if I have to give 5 people the job, then who are those 5 who stand out? All have done bachelors, probably some percentage here, there. But there may be a student who will match my skill, what I am looking at. Somebody spoke of communication. So communication may not be a subject as an bachelor's degree, but if you are able to communicate well, when in front of the interviewer, if they say, tell me in 1 minute what you are about. So all that skill kind of can be developed over a period of time, and that's the advice I want to give to youth, that you have to start this in your own journey early on. And my own experience, like I said, from India to US to everywhere, I think this has played an important role. And I keep telling the youth, very simple mantras. If you don't ask, answer is always no. Lot of people be shy, what will that person think? वो क्या सोचेगा? एक प्रश्न मैं करूँगा तो वो क्या मुझे उत्तर देगा? So from the time we are in the school, probably we are tuned to not ask questions. And like Vivek was telling, between the friends, we are the best in terms of communication. So there is a gap, and you have to ask. And I have tried this, I have tried everywhere, including when we had an opportunity to meet Prime Minister Modi, then, can I have a selfie, sir? So he said, yes, like if you don't ask, you don't get out. So I can give n number of examples where when we ask for a job, ask for help, ask for anything, then you kind of start getting solutions to your own journey. Otherwise, you think that the job will come to your door or somebody will knock your door, is not going to happen. And same thing, because I have been part of entrepreneurship journey for the last 20 plus years, I want to touch upon that. Apart from the jobs and the skills, is extremely important skill for an entrepreneur to just collaborate, network, communicate, because a lot of entrepreneurs are shy. They have the best ideas in the world, but they don't want to go and talk to customers. They don't want to go out and explore opportunities for funding, explore opportunities for various aspects which can lead to success. So I just want to divide here, saying that whether it is jobs, whether it is entrepreneurship, in your own career, because we do a lot of career services for youth, you have to stand out, you have to come out, you have to present yourself. If you are given 1 minute to introduce to Shalini madam, you should be quickly smart enough to say, so and so madam, is there an internship opportunity and I can take up? And I just heard from madam that internship is going to be made mandatory for all the youth of Karnataka, and in the coming budget you will listen, and I'm sure that will be a big game changer for state of Karnataka, and I'm sure madam, this will be across the nation, that this model will be evolved. And no problem. So I took her secret, but the reason why we are sharing all this is, and why this youth festival, if you see the whole focus, including yesterday we heard the Prime Minister, is that if India has to become the developed economy we call, or touching 5 trillion to probably 10 trillion to beyond that, I am very sure the youth of today are the future, and I am very sure that each one of you have a role to play. Because if you just see, we are about $3.1 trillion, and if we are talking of, say, 3 times our growth, or X number of growth by, say, 2030, so much opportunity is there. Probably in the last 50 years, you may not have seen opportunities. Those opportunities exist today. And we talked about gig economy, like people have a different job role today. You will see people earning money from YouTube, and making a career, which probably in 5 years down below, like when we started our journey, we wouldn't have been heard of that. So all this, I'm saying this, and we'll again discuss while Madan will take as a moderation, is that we are here today to share our experience, to share not the success part only, but also what failures we faced, and learn from that and see that you all can, enhance from this youth festival and also beyond in your own careers. With those few words, I would like to thank again for the opportunity given. And in my own journeys in the form of book, which I will share it probably in the link through the organizers here. So anyone interested, it's called Fuel Your Dreams, because that's how we try to share our own journey, because we can't cover it. It's almost 15, 20 years old journey. So thank you so much again, and I look forward for the more interactions.
ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ಸೋ ಮಚ್ ಸರ್. ಸಂತೋಷ್ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ತುಂಬ ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು. ಹುಬ್ಬಳ್ಳಿಯಿಂದ ಆದಮೇಲೆ ಡೆಫಿನೆಟ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಕನ್ನಡ ಒಂದು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಬಂದೇ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಲೆಟ್ಸ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ದಿ NSS clap once again for all the panel members, as now it is time for the panel discussion. Meanwhile, I would again announce the same procedure. Kindly be ready with your questions. Please keep it short and to the point. And also, once again, we will be choosing one best question, and that will be decided by the panel members. So can we have the panel discussion now, sir?
Thank you. And I think she deserves a round of applause for the wonderful moderation and energy she is bringing. So that's fascinating. We'll just do a quick 10-minute conversation. I'm very keen for the question answers. As both of you were saying, I think I was taking away one lesson that I want to amplify. Yeah, we'll get to the questions in 5-10 minutes. One of the things that I was reflecting on was that for all the Kannadigas here, this is one of my favorite songs of Dr. Rajkumar, which says, Agadu yandu kaikatti kulitare sagodu kelasavu munde. I don't know how many of you heard that song. Okay. Interestingly, there was a researcher called Professor Saras Saraswati who did a research on why entrepreneurs think entrepreneurially. She came out with 5 principles. The first principle she called as the bird in hand principle, which is exactly this song. She says that entrepreneurs and individuals succeed when they start doing something, not just sitting and thinking. Of course, sitting and thinking is important, but doing something is even more important. So if there's one lesson that you can see in both what Vivek and Santosh shared, go out and start doing it. Just do it. And then you'll figure out how things will open up, right? So bias for action to me is a very critical part. Santosh, I want to come to one part and then come to you, Vivek. We talked very briefly about the future, right? I was just reflecting that 10 years ago to now, everything that we do, the way we do it has changed, right? The way we travel, Ola, Uber didn't exist. The way we book tickets, the way we eat, Zomato, Swiggy didn't even exist those days, right? The way we pay, everything has changed. And I can assume that obviously the next 10 years, things will change even more dramatically, right? So especially given the future of work, what do you see that future to be? And therefore, what are the things that we as young people must be ready for?
Yeah, Vivek, I think Madan, it's a very valid point, because whenever we are also skilling people, we say that skilling is itself a moving target.
Correct.
Because by the time I taught them artificial intelligence 1.0, it's all gone to 4.0. So, so the best way I have advised is work close to industry. Because industry is the first one to adopt change. So, like take example of Ola or Uber, right? All taxis were there. Everything was the same. Technology also was available probably 5-10 years back, but it took, the wave took, because that's how the entrepreneurs brought in. So if you have to answer this, the best way I would do myself is keep researching on where the needle is moving. The needle is moving towards technology front, more adoption of technology, less on manpower requirement, and the intelligence is about problem solving. So all these are basics, but we miss out on these basics. So to just move ahead in the curve, just be in touch with the industry.
Excellent. So stay close, keep learning. And I think one of the things that you spoke about, the problem solving, the critical thinking, Vivek, is that maybe if I rephrase it slightly, you have to be continuously learning to learn. Because what you learn today is obsolete not even a year later, it's obsolete a few months later itself, right? So how do you learn to learn? So your view on that, Vivek, what's the mantra to stay relevant?
Yeah. So first of all, just observe. 20 years back, nobody thought that you will be actually using technology for even communication within your families. Okay. The family calls are becoming video calls. Okay. You would not have imagined that, right?
No, so, sorry, just on that point, it was funny. I have a 5-year-old daughter. When we bought a TV 3 years ago, she went to the TV, she tried to swipe it, right, the screen. And she comes and tells me it's not working. So I'm wondering, new TV, what happened? And she's trying to swipe. And that's the technology she's expecting in the TV. Okay. Right.
So it's very important for all of us to understand that technology is going to be ubiquitous, is going to be minimum requirement. So keep abreast with technology. Don't be away from technology, use technology. But the biggest point, which I think Madan also highlighted, and I'll kind of dwell on that, is going to be computers are going to be there to solve the day-to-day work. They will do repetitive work. They will do manual work, right? What they cannot do is kind of think differently, as of now at least. So you will have to learn to problem solving, how to solve problems using technology. But the most important is, as Santosh said and also Madan pointed out, technology is going to change. Yeah. Version 1.0, 2.0, 3.0. Nobody thought that AI will come. Now AI is coming, okay? Analytics is there. So things are going to change dramatically. So how to learn is the most critical. Okay? New thing will come and you can't wait for classes to give. You can't go to a college again and learn. You have to win the job. You have to keep learning. Whoever becomes actually obsolete will be actually thrown out of the job. So you have to become relevant by keep learning new things coming in and being ahead of the curve. Now, how do I do that? That's a good point which Madan asked. How do you learn to learn? How do you stay relevant in the technology? So first aspect of learning. So let's say understand. And I'm going to talk to you is that I love teaching, right? So I spent thousands of hours in last 10 years in Hubli teaching. How do you learn? What is the first step? So anybody wants to say loudly, what is the first step of learning? Interest, okay? Okay, great. What mindset? Okay, good. So I think pretty close. So listening is one, but I would say just to build upon that, look at the kids, right? Kids in the house, they learn to walk, which is most difficult thing to learn, right? You talk to a robo cannot walk like human being. It is very shaky, right? Very jerky, not very smooth. Because you have to move the CG accordingly. So it's very difficult. But kid walks. Why does he walk? He observes the elderlies walking. If elders were walking on 4 legs, he would have never learned, he or she would have never learned to walk on 2 legs, right? So first step is observation. Observation as it is, not based on emotion. He didn't say, those guys walking there, I can't do it, so I'm going to cry and I'm not going to do any time, right? He will try, fall, and learn. So first is observation. So keep that mind that be observant of people around you. You can learn from your peers. Keep observing with the leaders you are talking to. Like Santosh talked about meeting madam and talking to her. Observing her behavior because she's a topper. So she has skills. And you can actually pick up some of those because inspired by it, right? So keep observing to people, situations around you, and keep learning from everybody. Even a younger person can teach you. Okay, so there is so observation is first level. Second one, which Santosh talked about it just briefly, but unless you ask questions, you can't get to next level of learning. So after observation, you say, what can I do? What can I pick up from here? What I'm doing differently? What I'm doing correct? What I'm doing wrong? What I can improve? Keep asking questions, and after observation happens, action happens, questioning happens, then figure out, am I improved or not? Keep repeating again and keep keeping this learning cycle. Observe, reflect, introspect, ask questions, act on it, come back and observe whether I've done improved or not, and keep repeating cycle till you become good expert in that and pick up new skill. I think that's the model of being relevant and going forward.
Wonderful. I think you said it so beautifully. Thank you. In the interest of time, let's open it up for questions. Oh, we have a lot of hands. Okay.
Hello.
Mic iddaune doda pass, so whoever has the mic, we'll get the mics here. Okay, quick, sharp.
ಬಿಜಾಪುರದಿಂದ ಬಂದಿದ್ದೀನಿ ಸರ್.
ಹೇಳಿ. Good.
ಇವಾಗಿನ ಯುವಕರು ದುಶ್ಚಟಗಳಿಗೆ ದಾಸರಾಗ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಸರ್. ಅದನ್ನ ಹೆಂಗೆ ನಿವಾರಣೆ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕು ಸರ್? ಮತ್ತು ಇವಾಗ ಇಂಜಿನಿಯರಿಂಗ್ ಮುಗಿಸಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಸ್ವಿಗ್ಗಿ ಮತ್ತು ಜೊಮ್ಯಾಟೊ ಒಳಗೆ ಬಾಯ್ ಆಗಿ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಸರ್. ಯಾಕೆ ಸರ್? ಇಂಜಿನಿಯರಿಂಗ್ ದೊಡ್ಡ ದೊಡ್ಡ ಕಾಲೇಜೆಲ್ಲ ಇಂಜಿನಿಯರಿಂಗ್ ಮುಗಿಸಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಸರ್. ಬೆಂಗಳೂರಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲ ನೋಡಿದರೆ ಸ್ವಿಗ್ಗಿ ಮತ್ತು ಜೊಮ್ಯಾಟೊ ಒಳಗೆ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಸರ್.
Okay. Two very, very good question. You want to, we were speaking about that. You want to take a crack at it? People are falling to bad habits. Young people are getting into bad habits. Why? And how do you avoid that? And, why should an engineer, after completing engineering, work with an Ola or a Swiggy?
So first of all, forget about others. Focus on yourself. What you are going to do, how you are going to use your time. And there are good habits that will help you improve your skills. And there are other habits, entertainment habit, which could get you into bad habits. Okay. So first of all, focus on what you want to achieve. If you don't know where you want to go, you will end up in doing lot of things which actually are bad for you. So you have to have a very strong yes. I want to do this. Yes, I want to do something. Yes. Then you can say no to wasting your time. So strong yes is required. So have a goal. That's the first. Second is focus on step towards the goal and start doing it every day and moving the needle towards the goal. If you want to be a good employee, good professional, start focusing on every day what you'll do differently to improve the skills and go towards the goal. And automatically once you start doing that, you will have no time for other things.
Fantastic. The only other advice that I have for you, my friend, is that even in Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna, who's supposed to be such a skilled archer, tells Krishna that my mind is like a monkey. I don't know how to control it. Right? The basic thing that I share about is that once you have that focus, you have to control your mind. And for that, there are many practices. We won't get into it, but it begins by your inner journey. Right? Once you are able to understand yourself and control your own thought process, you will win. If somebody else controls your thought process, you're dead. Yeah. Right? So how do you then control your mind? And there are lots of ways to do that. In fact, I'm sure there are many sessions around that. The other question that I want to explore is, given the principle that start doing something, if I'm an engineer and I've been wanting to get a job in Infosys or Microsoft and I'm waiting, I would argue that it is better to work for a Swiggy or a Zomato doing something while keeping my eyes on the job. This is exactly what he said.
Absolutely correct. Absolutely correct.
So you shouldn't sit waiting for something to happen. You have to go out and make it happen. Right? Okay, a lot of hands. Let's get to a lady here. Yes, we have the mic there.
Good afternoon, sir. My name is Divya Bhatia and I'm a Karnataka volunteer, NSS volunteer.
Okay.
My question is, how do you think IT entrepreneurs are contributing to the nation? Because they are in a software field, whereas commodity entrepreneurs are generating more employment. So how do you think they both are equal to balance the nation's revenue or economic system?
So
Okay.
maybe
Yeah, Shalini ma'am, please.
Do you know 40% of our GDP is from the IT?
IT.
40%.
Yeah.
See, first of all, no job is a bad job.
Yeah.
Okay, that's the first thing I want all of you to understand.
Yes.
Swiggy, Zomato, even deliveries and Denso, they're amazing job, they're contributing to economy, and those guys become managers, and they become actually kind of executives and down the line VPs in the companies. So you're starting now, so no job is bad, that's the first thing. Second thing is, every entrepreneur is required. IT entrepreneurs are required, bricks and mortar entrepreneurs are required, mix are required, agriculture entrepreneurs are required, even for profit, not for profit, everybody is important. So let's not treat them good or bad.
Exactly.
All of them are required, all of them are contributing.
Whichever is not able to contribute because of ecosystem, government is supporting, let's help that. But who is doing good, support them more jobs will be created and it will help India.
Santosh, you want to add anything?
Yeah, like Vivek mentioned, every job is so important today, and like Madam said, the IT sector, because of its nature of export driven, is also contributing so much to the foreign exchange. Otherwise, we would be at a deficit in such a large way that we will be importing so much but without export. So because of IT exports, we are able to match the balance between our export and import. So very important part, because lot of domestic jobs, whatever we create, may not be export oriented. So from that perspective also, it's so important for us to balance.
Exactly. And there was one hidden answer that I found in your question. I think the most important type of entrepreneurship that all of us can do is to be job creators. So anything that you do, please start thinking not just of, obviously you have to think technology, revenue, growth, but also start thinking about how many jobs can it create, because we need as many jobs out there as possible, right? So as entrepreneurs, think job creation first, everything else will fall into place. Exactly to what, Vivek, you were saying, you wanted to create 250 and you ended up with 1,000 engineers, right? You created 1,000 jobs in a city like Hubli, and I'm sure several of them have become entrepreneurs who have gone on to create a multiplier effect. Okay, I'm amazed by the show of hands. I think, this session can go on till the night, but let's keep going.
Hello, ma'am.
Okay.
The skills people need and the skills people learn.
We'll get to you.
Hello, sir. The skills people need and the skill people learn.
Please
is more obvious.
mention your name.
Sharanu.
From?
Sharanu.
Karnataka.
Okay.
The skills people need and the skills people learn is more obvious nowadays. However, the traditional education system is falling, equipping students with such type of education. How to tackle this type?
Sorry, can you repeat the question?
The skills people need and the skills people learn, sir, there is a more obvious, sir, nowadays. However, education system, sir, traditional education system falling to calculate skills, sir.
Okay. So the traditional education systems, you're not getting skilled, and there's a gap between what you have and what the market expects. How do you plug that?
Sir, ಹಂಗೆ ನೀವು ಎಜುಕೇಶನ್ ದೇಶಪಾಂಡೆ ಫೌಂಡೇಶನ್ ಶಿಕ್ಷಣ ಕೊಡ್ತಿದಾರಲ್ಲ ಸರ್, ಅಂತ ಶಿಕ್ಷಣ ಹುಬ್ಳಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಸಿಗ್ತದೆ ಸರ್.
Got it.
ಬಟ್ ನಮ್ಮ ರೂರಲ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಆ ಥರ ಎಜುಕೇಶನ್ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ ಇಲ್ಲ ಸರ್. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ PUC ಲೆವೆಲ್ ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಹುಡುಗರೆಲ್ಲ ಸರ್, ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅವ್ರ ಹತ್ರ ಕಮ್ಯುನಿಕೇಶನ್ ಸ್ಕಿಲ್ ಇರಲ್ಲ, ಕಂಪ್ಯೂಟರ್ ಸ್ಕಿಲ್ಸ್ ಇರಲ್ಲ ಸರ್. ಹಂಗಾಗಿ ಅವ್ರು ಹಳ್ಳಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಉಳಿತಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಸರ್.
Got it.
ಬಟ್ ಅದನ್ನ ನಮ್ಮ ಊರಲ್ಲಿ ಬರ್ಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ ನಾವು ಯಾವ ಥರ?
Wonderful question. Wonderful question. We'll take a bunch of questions and then answer. I think that's a great idea. Yeah, exactly.
Speaking something. I want to tackle this problem, sir.
Sorry?
I want to tackle this problem.
Wonderful question. Okay, let's do one thing. I think we've got a great suggestion. We'll take 3 to 4 questions. We'll address them quickly so that we can get to more questions. Let's get to the lady out there. I like her persistence at the last, but whoever's got the mic, the next.
Hello, sir. Sir, I'm Jyoti Ranjan from Odisha. I have a question since today's session is about startup culture.
Yes.
I wanted to ask that, is new startups following middleman business ideas, is it problem for India's startup culture? And I want to ask one more question, sir. Can we actually be Atmanirbhar in terms of startup culture?
Can you please repeat
Yeah,
your
can
name?
you repeat your name, please?
Sir, my name is Jyoti Ranjan.
Okay, and the first question?
The first question is it a problem for India's startup culture that the new startup nowadays following copycat business ideas and middlemanship?
Okay. Sure, we'll take that question. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, good afternoon everyone. I am Sadaf Fumera from Telangana. So my question is that, from everywhere, from every corner of India, there are the students who have great intelligence, who has coming up from new ideas. But still, there is a problem that they are unable to explore themselves. Government is providing and they are having chances, but due to their circumstances and like poverty, etc., they are unable to come up and showcase their intelligence, and they are unable to come out. And what is your suggestion, and what the youth should do, and what the government should do? Can you please give me answer? Why? Because there are the students who have more intelligence and more knowledge. They are coming with so many great ideas, new ideas, but they are unable to get the chance. They are having still opportunities, but they are unable to showcase their chance.
Lovely question.
That's my question. Thank you for
Thank
giving
you.
me
We'll
this
take one more question.
Hello.
Hello, sir.
I'm
Okay,
Komali.
Okay, we'll come to you.
Hello. Sir, my name is Hardik and I am belong to Gujarat Gandhinagar. So मेरा क्वेश्चन ये है कि हम लोग नेहरू युवा केंद्र के माध्यम से गांव और शहर में जाते हैं और वहाँ पे जो कम्युनिटी के लोग हैं तो उनको कम्युनिकेट करते हैं और हम ज़्यादातर स्किल डेवलपमेंट, फिट इंडिया इन सब के बारे में मूवमेंट चलाते हैं। तो मेरा क्वेश्चन ये है कि जब हम फील्ड में जाते हैं तो हम ऐसा हमारे अंदर क्या इम्प्रूवमेंट लाए या हम ऐसा क्या करें हमारे अंदर कि ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा कम्युनिटी के लोग हमारे साथ जुड़े और जो बेनिफिट्स है हम उन तक पहुंचा सके।
Beautiful. Okay.
Hello, sir. I'm Komali from
Okay,
Andhra Pradesh.
hold on. We'll come to you. We'll definitely come to you. We'll
Hello,
take this question.
Sir,
Yes, Komali.
yeah. Sir, I am Paul from Gujarat, Navsari, Gujarat. I wanted to say, you were saying that one should fix their goal and then work upon it, and once the goal is fixed, one can achieve it. But the problem with most of the students is that they are just mesmerized and influenced by some of the jobs or some of the professions. They are not actually dedicated towards that profession, so they are not actually able to decide the right goal. So I would just like that if you could throw some light on how can the youth decide the appropriate goal for their future.
Beautiful question. Lovely. Okay, let's get to this gentleman and one question here.
Hello, sir. Hello, ma'am. I'm Komali from Andhra Pradesh and an NSS volunteer. Yeah, post-COVID, almost 82,000 of people, like youth, have been flying off to different countries. And if this is the scenario, we'll be left with no youth in the country. And what all do we have to do in order to inspire the people and inspire the youth in order to get more kind of entrepreneurship ideas?
Okay. Sir, inspire youth for more entrepreneurship. Okay,
Sir,
so you
sir,
have the mic.
this side.
Okay,
yes,
we'll come to you.
My
Good morning, sir. Good morning,
One
ma'am.
second, after this.
Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon, ma'am. I'm
Okay.
Partho Jyoti Roy from Alipurdwar, West Bengal. So my question is, in our academic life, the most important part of academic is placement, right? But when we talk about placements, the disciplines which comes in our mind are professional courses like MBA, MCA, etc. Where companies come to colleges and hire the students, and the skilled students having the background of commerce, BVOC, BBA. But a majority of the students like me who are in a pure orthodox graduation like English and political sciences, who are lacking economically, what benefit should we get from this Startup India policy, knowing that we are neither technically sound like them, nor skilled like commerce? Thank you, sir.
Wonderful question. Thank you.
Question from
Good
myself,
afternoon.
sir.
Good afternoon.
Sir, my name is Amina Afreen.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon,
Okay,
sir.
we have you and who else has the mic?
Sir,
Okay, first let's get you going.
Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon, ma'am.
Sir, you asked me to ask. Can I?
We'll collectively answer.
sir,
Good afternoon, sir.
1 minute. Please, if all of you want to be heard, please download GeoChat. There's a channel called NYF 2023,
Oh, lovely.
NYF 2023.
Okay.
Ask your questions. We will revert to you. Please leave your email IDs and name you will receive. आपके लिए बनाए. If you subscribe, updates भी मिलेगा आपको. It will be a continuous channel. You will receive. You can talk to them directly. Please subscribe that.
Repeat the channel.
is GeoChat. Download कीजिए GeoChat NYF. That is National Youth Festival NYF 2023. By the time you come for lunch, it will be on the screen. NYF 2023 GeoChat. आप please आपका email ID, आपका नाम WhatsApp कीजिए question के साथ. You will get a reward. Thank you.
Wonderful.
Sir,
Thank you.
My name is
Sir, I have one last question.
My name is Aman Kumar.
Sir.
Let's finish.
My name
Let's-
is Aman Kumar and I am from NSS Chandigarh and I am currently pursuing BSc Data Science from IIT Madras. And I am also a student of philosophy. As Santosh sir have told about questioning, I want to add one point, philosophical point about questioning. As like Socrates has said that knowledge is perception and perception is through concepts and concept is through reason. So I think sir knowledge is imbibed in ourselves and through skillful questioning we can put forward the knowledge which is good for us and which is good for country. Now my question is like in day-to-day activity we used to get lot of ideas. So my question is how can we recognize that which one is best for us? As like I am 21-year-old. So I also fear in my mind that if I put some time in some thought and if it doesn't work, then what will I do? So this is my question.
How I
Thank you,
wish
sir.
I was thinking like that when I was 21 years old. Wonderful.
Sir, last question.
Sir, last question, sir. My name is Amina Afrin. Sir,
You asked me before.
sir, I have a last
Okay,
question.
sir.
I have a last
Sir, one
question to ask.
Only
Sir, you asked me
I
before.
have a last
Let's
question.
get to the mic there.
Sir, I have a last question to ask. Kindly answer me.
Ma'am, the mic.
Somebody is moderating. Please show the discipline. You're all NSS students. This is not the way. We're not in a fish market. Moderator will point out, even if you have the mic, you will not speak unless the moderator tells you. We will listen to all of you. We are not going away. We'll listen to all of you.
Wonderful. Thank you, ma'am.
Sir, my name is Amina Afrin and I'm from Andhra Pradesh. I'm an NSS volunteer. So as you have said that we, the young generation of India, have a lot of potential and cognitive ability and approximately a huge amount of analytical skills. So I would like to raise a question that since we have enormous amount of technology right here, then why the young India is flying to different countries in search of a good employment, in search of a good life? And why is our India, developing country from the past 15 to 30 years and not a developed country?
Okay.
And this is my question.
Terrific. Thank you. And thank you for the...
Discipline, students, please. Only raise your hand. Don't talk.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hello, sir.
Okay. So, good afternoon, ma'am. Good afternoon, sir. My name is Shayantan. I'm from NSS West Bengal. So my question is very simple. As we all know, India is agriculture-based country. And my topic is also from agriculture. So as we all know, a show called Shark Tank India, which is very famous currently nowadays. So on that way, entrepreneur, young entrepreneur definitely, called Jugadu Kamlesh came from Jharkhand, I guess. So he says he made a certain product of agriculture who he wants to sell, but he can't due to lack of government support and other things of thing.
Good.
So my question is, if we try to base or if we try to relocate our future from entrepreneurship from agriculture, so can we locate ourselves safely just because of the lack of government supports? That's why that is my asking.
Thank you. Let's get to the
Sir, myself, Vignesh.
last person there. Hold on, please.
Sir.
Yeah. Who's got the mic there?
Sir, I got.
Okay, we'll go there and we'll go to that last person there, the one standing and the one next. Yeah.
Sir, myself, Vignesh. I'm from Telangana, from Mallareddy Institute of Dental Sciences. I'm a medical student and NSS volunteer. Now, as you said, youth are skills, sir. But these youth are suppressing their skills, sir. Now my question is, it was somewhat controversial, sir. Why this reservation need, sir, in youth? Why this reservation is still in youth? Because somewhat middle power and high-grade cash people are really suppressing their skills, sir. Why this still reservation should be needed in this, sir?
Sure. We'll go to the next question. We'll go that side. We'll go to the end. Mukherjee, how many more? We'll take, yeah, because we'll all, I know we are heading into lunch and there are a lot of questions. We are all available post-lunch to chat. In the interest of time, we'll take that as the last question.
Hello,
Who has
sir.
the mic?
Hello, sir.
Okay, you have the mic. We'll finish this and come to you.
Hello, sir. I'm Sikindar from Andhra Pradesh, NVK is Vijayawada. Sir, my question to you is from the last 5 years, if you see, India has brought out a lot of startups. But as I see from a lot of businesses, many startups are getting down when they try to scale up. Initially, they are getting success, but while they are scaling, they are failing. What do you think and what is your advice what is your advice for youngsters like me who want to build a startup and scale it for a market like India? And my second question is to...
Let's stick to one question.
Yes,
Only one question, please. Please.
Okay, thank you,
We'll
sir.
get to that. We'll get to that question there last.
Excuse me, sir.
One last question.
A very good afternoon, sir.
Okay.
A very good afternoon, sir. I am Usha from Andhra Pradesh. So, a question I have today is, we the youth are very much super ready to get to the process of development. But in the process of development, there is a lot of environmental destroyal. So, what do you think the youth can do to avoid it and still we can lead to the development, sir?
Okay. Should we? I think there's quite a lot. I can assure you that I will come and meet with you right now. But what I would suggest in the interest of time is, let's pick the questions that resonate to you the most. And maybe if you want to give a closing comment which kind of summarizes any of these, Vivek, you want to, or Santosh, you get started.
Now stop. Sir will summarize. Please sit. Girl, please sit down.
So I will respond to a few questions immediately. And if something are left, we can come back again.
Yes.
So one of the question was, for the art students,
Yes.
what kind of jobs?
Yes.
Okay. So what I told you a few minutes back, Deshpande Skilling is working with BA, BCom, BSc, BCA, B, all the non-professional courses. Deshpande Foundation understood that the placement for the non-professional courses is very low. So we are focusing on them. And this year, our placement was 97% from the skilling campus. We are also starting the same program in colleges after the college hours. And 52 colleges have started this year. Next year, we'll be working in 100 colleges. So where art students are not having jobs, please apply for Deshpande Foundation Skilling. And they will be actually, within 3 months, they'll be skilled and enabled for the job. And it's their responsibility to get the job, because when the skills are there, jobs will come. So jobs is not a problem, especially in the PPO sector, IT enabler services sector, retail sector, and also on the sales sector. Okay. So that's one question. I think another question was, what youth should do to make startups scale and not fail. So let me give you an example of what makes a startup fail. First of all, startups focus on technology or idea. They have to move from idea to focus on problem they are solving. First they have to say, hey, what problem they are solving? What kind of customer segment it is? Is it customer segment which is big or a small? If you say that I am solving problem for people from only Hubli, who have lower income and have only this kind of problem, it is not scalable. If you say I am solving the problem for agriculture, one of the person talked about agri, right? Across India, who are actually mid-segment or high-segment farmers and solving the problem of pesticide spray, then there's a big problem. If you say I'm going to only solve the problem of de-weeding only one plant, it won't work. De-weeding for every crop, it works. So you have to figure out what the problem you are solving. Is it critical for the customer? Because if you solve a problem, for example, if my hair is going out, right? And if you give me a solution, I will buy it. I will not negotiate with you. But if I have shoe bite problem, I can negotiate for 2 years, 3 years, because it's not a big critical problem for me. So are you solving a critical problem for the customer? Is he willing to pay the money, which is good enough that you can actually get good profits? If your solution cost is more than the willingness to pay the money, it will not scale. So first is identify the problem, critical for the customer, segment is big, and focus on solution which is unique compared to others. And then continue execution, because if you don't execute, you will fail. If you follow this process, you will be able to scale your companies. Okay. Any other question which I've missed out? Okay. How do we actually balance between development and environment? Okay. My take is very few company startups today are hurting the environment. Most of them are actually coming with innovative ideas. If they hurt the environment, customer will not buy. So my take is don't worry about that. First focus on what problem you are solving. Is there a customer? Make your company successful. Automatically you will succeed. There will be some always trade-off between environment and business. As long as you are not polluting the water, air, and breaking the laws, every startup will be able to actually add value to the economy. So focus on solving problem, creating company, creating jobs, and making it sustainable and scalable, and ignore all other things because that will actually be defocus for you at the engage. So I'll just answer one question on reservation, okay? I also was very, very against reservation when I was young. But then I realized that there are pockets in the society where for years, millions of years, thousands of years, they are kind of oppressed. They need support for them for few decades before they can come up. So reservation is a policy done with the right thought process. It's across world. Even in US, there are reservations for Negroes, so black people. So don't worry about reservation. Your job is to create jobs, make it successful. The reservation is not there for the startups. So let's go that direction. Okay. How to decide on a goal? Somebody told, if I create a goal, and goal is changing. Tomorrow I want to learn Java. Tomorrow it is .NET. Then it is kind of AI. Then it is ML. How do I set a goal? It's changing. So there are some goals which are there for last 50 years, and they'll be 50 years. So for example, I want to become a good technology professional. It doesn't matter what technology it is. Then you do that, and then say, who becomes a good technology professional? Who keeps kind of learning new technology and solving the company's problem. I want to become a CEO. I want to become a leader. I want to become a teacher. These are the long-term jobs. Then focus on that long-term job. Keep up something 15 years from now, what you want to do. And then slowly say, for getting that job, what are the processes I should do to achieve that goal? Processes could be, I want to kind of keep discipline, getting up in the morning, early morning, having my health better, learning my communication skills, so spending time on communication with others and improving my communication, improving my problem-solving skills, adding value to what your work is given. Can I do slightly better? Can I do slightly better every time? If those are the skills you focus on towards that goal, I'm sure you will achieve the goal, if not in 5 years, 10 years, and you will be great successful in that.
NSS clap goes to.
Santosh, yeah.
Yeah. I think one question was about having a better talent but not having an opportunity. I think there's a saying in Hindi, इंतजार करने वालों को उतना ही मिलता है जितना कोशिश करने वाले छोड़ जाते हैं. So there is never going to be, easy thing for anyone. Opportunities are there, like I did mention. For a growing economy like India, I think never in history I would have, because with my own experience I can say in the last 20 years, that where we are standing today has huge opportunities, and you can see there are so many incubators coming up for startups, and so many mentors coming up for startups. I had not heard in the last 15 years before like these kind of things happening. So if someone is saying that they have talent, there is definitely a window where you can go and knock, and there is an opportunity which organizations like Deshpande Foundation or many other organizations, Head Held High, so many of them are there to support. So I don't buy that, but you need to really be aggressive to take it forward. And there was other one which all the time we talk about what we learn in academics, like say Bachelor in Arts, and when I go back to industry, they are talking of skills and there is no match there. So the best way is education, however reforms are going to come, is going to be a slow change. Whether it is Bachelor of Arts, Bachelor of Engineering, there is change happening, but it will be very slow. It is up to us, all of you, to catch up with industry on skills. So there will be a window of time where you can upgrade on a certain skill, keep that in goal in mind and work on that skill. And when you come out, you have a degree, which could be a BA or whatever other degrees, but plus a skill for which you'll definitely end up in a job. So you can't sit back and say that the education system is going to change so that it will catch up with you. It's not going to happen. It has never happened. Even in the Western countries, it has not happened. So it's definitely not. So Madan, there are a lot of questions, but I think you can wrap it up with.
So you had a quick comment to make on the end.
हमारे गुजरात से एक वॉलंटियर ने पूछा था, NYKS के वॉलंटियर ने एक प्रश्न. मैं संयुक्त सचिव भारत सरकार के अलावा डायरेक्टर जनरल NYKS भी हूँ, और जो प्रश्न आपने पूछा कि मैं कैसे ज़्यादा लोगों को अपने साथ जोड़ सकता हूँ, वह प्रश्न हमेशा मेरे दिमाग में भी रहता है. मैं इसका जवाब इस तरह से आपको देना चाहूँगा. देखिए, दूसरों को मदद करने की भावना हम सब में है. कोविड के दौरान हम में से कोई ऐसा इसमें नहीं होगा इस हॉल में जिसने या तो दूसरे से को मदद न किया हो या दूसरे से मदद नहीं लिया हो। तो यह इस पे डिपेंड करता है कि आप जब कोई कैंपेन करते हैं या कोई मुद्दा उठाते हैं तो उसको किस तरीके से आप लोगों के बीच ले जाते हैं। आपका काम जो है वॉलंटिज्म के बेसिस पे है, यानी आपको दूसरे में यह प्रेरणा लानी है कि वह आपसे जुड़ें। और NYKS और NSS मुझे गर्व है कहने पे कि यह अच्छे से काम कर रहा है। मैं आप लोगों को अभी जो कैंपेन क्लीन इंडिया 2 हुआ था उसके बारे में बताना चाहूँगा। शायद इस हॉल में हर एक वॉलंटियर ऐसा होगा जो उस कैंपेन से जुड़ा था, जहां हमने 1 करोड़ प्लास्टिक वेस्ट, सिंगल यूज प्लास्टिक वेस्ट प्राइमरली कलेक्ट करने का टारगेट रखा था और हम 1.5 करोड़ कलेक्ट कर पाए। क्यों? क्योंकि हम में से हर एक आदमी जानता है कि यह प्लास्टिक वेस्ट जो है यह गलत है, यह हमारे वातावरण को दूषित कर रहा है। हम लोगों ने एक डाटा भी लिया था, हम में से हर आदमी, हर इंडियन 5 kg सिंगल यूज प्लास्टिक वेस्ट क्रिएट करता है। हालांकि दिस इज वेरी लेस फ्रॉम यूएस वेयर इट इज 89 kgs, बट एनी हाउ। तो दूसरा चीज जो जैसे हमने प्रोग्राम में सुधार किया कि एक बार वेस्ट इकट्ठा करने से कुछ नहीं होगा, वी हैव टू ब्रिंग एटीट्यूडनल चेंज। तो इस बार जैसे हम लोगों ने लोगों को मैसेज दिया नुक्कड़ नाटक के थ्रू कि आप जो है इस चीज को कैसे खत्म कर सकते हैं, तो इसी तरीके से आप लोगों को जोड़ सकते हैं।
Thank you. Just to summarize, well, you've answered most of the questions. I just want to zoom out, and I was just listening to the questions, and I was thinking of the following that I wanted to share. See, the fact is that if you ask yourself, and I did this very late in life, I would urge you to do early, what am I really passionate about? And I've asked a lot of young people this. A lot of people say, I'm passionate about animals, about pollution, I'm passionate about social change, I'm passionate about farmers, I'm passionate about youth. I'm very passionate about youth, right? So I think the first thing that I would urge you to do, especially in this mahol, is talk to others and find out one thing that you're really passionate about, right? And write that down. Second, you then say, if you were to make that passion and use that passion to change the world, what would your purpose be, right? My purpose, I discovered in Sabarmati Ashram, and I spent a lot of time, is to say that the purpose of my life is to serve the Supreme by enabling every human being to unleash their infinite potential to create a world of abundance and oneness. I spent 9 days trying to find my purpose, and I wrote every word after a lot of deliberation, right? So even if it doesn't mean that it's the best purpose, next 3 days, write down one purpose statement that resonates with you. The purpose statement has to be much larger than your life. If you're an animal lover, you will say, I will never let any animal be harmed anywhere in the world, right? That becomes your purpose. You're converting your passion to purpose. From that purpose, you find out, how will I make this purpose come alive in the world? Which is the program. It could be a non-profit initiative. It could be a social enterprise. It could be you could work for a company. You could be an intern. Once you write that down, you'll find thousands of opportunities open up for you to start following your passion and your purpose, and the rest will follow, right? So I think once you do that, it'll answer a lot of the other noise questions. What will the government do? I don't care, I'm following my purpose and passion. What will my friends say? I don't care, I'm following my passion and purpose. Will somebody help me? If somebody helps, great. If it doesn't, I'll still do it, right? I think once each of us are driven by our passion and purpose, to what Swami Vivekananda ji said, that you take one idea, make it yours, live it, breathe it, drink it, sleep it, eat it, till that idea comes alive, then success is guaranteed, right? So on that note, I want to end, and Shali ma'am, if there is any comments.
No questions,
No, I think we will.
No questions,
I'll
please.
pass it back to the moderator, but it's been fascinating energy. Keep the great work up. Jai Hind. Have a great career ahead. Thank you.
तालियां और जोरदार होनी चाहिए for all the guests on the stage, all the panelists on the stage. Come on, let's have the NSS clap for our speakers and the panel members on stage. Come on, everybody, let's have the NSS clap now. Come on. Thank you so much for all the energy, and now it is time to announce the best question. But before that, previously we had one more session and we had one best question winner, that was Aruna. Can I request Aruna to please come on the stage? I request Aruna to please come on the stage, and I also request all the panel members to please decide on one best question for this session. Do we have Aruna with us in the auditorium? Aparna, okay. Whoever won the best question in the previous session, requested to please come on the stage. Meanwhile,
Maybe she is not here, madam.
okay. So in that case, I proceed and I request Sunidhi to please come on the stage and please present a memento to our moderator of this session, Mr. Madan Padaki sir. एक बार जोरदार तालियां हो जाए हमारे सारे panelists के लिए, सारे speakers के लिए. I request Ashwani to please come on the stage and present the memento to Mr. Vivek Pawar, the speaker of the session. I request Sharvin to please come on the stage and present the memento to Mr. Santosh Hurlikoppi. I request Veda to please come on the stage and present the memento to Mr. Nitish Kumar Mishra ji, Joint Secretary, Department of Youth Affairs and Sports. And I request Aparna to please present the memento to Dr. Shalini Rajneesh, Additional Chief Secretary, Department Youth Empowerment and Sports.
NSS claps, please.
Meanwhile, I request Mr. Harpreet to please come on the stage. So I'm announcing 5 names. Students who had asked questions are requested to please come on the stage. Harpreet. Harpreet. What is his name? Sharanu. Sharanu, please come on the stage. Harpreet from Gujarat. Next. Komoli from Andhra Pradesh. Shayantan from West Bengal. Siddhingal from AP, please come on the stage. And the best question goes to Sharanu. I think let's congratulate the winner, the best question, Mr. Sharanu. तालियां जोर से आनी चाहिए.
NSS claps, please. Encourage your friends.
The energy says it all that you all are hungry. We are definitely breaking for lunch now. Meanwhile, I would like to make an announcement. Many questions are unanswered. So request you all to please download GeoChat and please go to NYF, that is National Youth Festival 2023. You can post your questions with your name and email ID and they will be definitely answered. एक बार फिर से जोरदार तालियां हो जाए for all the dignitaries on the dais, for all the time and patience they gave for this session. Come on everybody, let's have the NSS clap for all the dignitaries. And I request all of you to please gather back in the auditorium exactly after 45 minutes for the next session. So thank you everyone.
Please hand over mics. Please hand over all mics here.